So we're going to take a break from our regular programming of all the updates. I've been trying not to be a doomer. And we're going to talk about what I hoarded today. It's not what you think. What I panic bought. And we're also going to talk about uncertainty versus certainty and the news and the views and what's good with you. My name is Steven and I am not leaving Las Vegas, and this video is catharsis. It's for me, but maybe it helps you, and I just want to put it up on the channel because I need to say a few things out loud, and I might as well talk to a camera for a little bit so I can listen to my thoughts later on. People used to talk into tape recorders, and now I talk into a camera. I spent $111 today. I got my receipt right there, so I can show you this. It was $111. Pause the video if you want to take a look. And I panic bought and I hoarded for one of my 4 best friends, 5 best friends, 6, 7. I have a really good support system. I have my 2 friends on the East Coast, and happy belated birthday to you, Miss, can't say your name, but you know who you are. Stay 32 forever, young lady. It doesn't get any better when you get the gray hairs. And then I have her husband, who is a very awesome guy, keeps my head straight. And then I have a person here that I know that he doesn't watch my channel. Then I have my wife, and then I have my 3 cats. This is special cat food with medicine in it, so my cat doesn't die of urinary crystals. And this, this is also special cat food. And I do feel bad buying it, but she said there's some more on the way, but you never know. That's what I panic bought today. $111.60. I love you guys. Love all of yous. Even the human ones. Alright, so like, share, subscribe if this video serves you well. Share it with somebody if you can resonate with it. Maybe throw me a like, throw me a comment. If you're not comfortable commenting, send me an email, and if it's none of my darn business, that's okay too. So right now, it's the most uncertain time I've experienced in my brief 39-year tenure. I mentioned it in the video the other day that you only heard about food shortages and runs on things, and now we're hearing about runs on the banks and stuff like that. Well, here's a news flash for you. Would a retailer rather take paper money or a card when it comes to germs? I don't know. Anyways, so we never experienced that before. So that's uncertainty. People don't like uncertainty. They get scared, and our brains are programmed to want certainty. From the dawn of time, we were in like tribes. You know, we would be clustered together in caves or on plantations with like grass huts and wood shacks, because we needed certainty that the tribe was backing us, we were good to go, and that the woolly mammoth wasn't going to attack us, and if it did, we could get through the night. And so uncertainty is a bad feeling. It's the same feeling that when you have a medical procedure and the doctor is supposed to call you by Monday at 12 o'clock to tell you the results, you're calling the doctor at 12:02 and going, what are the results? Why is it taking so long? And the doctor's like, I had a patient. I've had the results here since 11:58. Here are the results. And then you feel great. If you've ever experienced, give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscription. I don't know. But that's certainty. That's like, oh yeah, I got this. You know, every time you're like that, oh yeah, this is nail it. It would be good. And when we get uncertainty, we feel like everything's breaking down around us. And it's not breaking down. It's not breaking down around us. Like, the world is okay. Like, the trucks are on the roads. There's cars around me. The gas is $2.75 a gallon, but uncertainty might drive that gas to the roof, and we might be in a Mad Max situation where I have to wear a hockey mask. I'm Canadian, but I don't want to wear one, and I have to like have craziness to get gas someday because people are uncertain. And when our patterns get broken, we go a little bit berserk. We go haywire. We're like a perfect machine that's working in unison, and as long as everything's well maintained and well taken care of, the machine will just operate and it'll do its job over and over again. And then one day, a little tiny crack, a little splinter in one of the cogs of the machine comes off, and before you know it, the machine starts to be off and it breaks down, or heaven forbid it goes kaboom, and then the whole machine goes and it's laying in pieces. And now that's what it feels like. It feels like society is laying in pieces. It feels like really bad right now, because you go to the store and that thing's not there and that thing's not there, and you want the certainty, you want the consistency, and you've been coming to these stores for as long as you've been alive, and you didn't go and grow up in the Soviet Union or in some place where there was no food, and so you're like, what's going on? This is supposed to be there. Why isn't that there? Well, that person bought 12 of these and that person bought 14 of those. What's happening? People are buying more than they should. You know, the president went on TV, and I'm not talking good or bad for him, but he said the retailers are saying, please don't buy as much. You're buying more than on Black Friday. There's no reason people need to buy 5 to 10 times as much as what they need, but they're uncertain and they want to have certainty. So what do? They grasp onto the certainty. They go, oh, well, you know what? I need 14 cans of corn. No, you don't. 14 cans of corn. You have a family of 3. You don't need 14, but now they're certain. I am certain that I will have my corn. I am certain that I have toilet paper. I have toilet paper. This is my toilet paper. Don't touch it. Hands off. You want some? It's $50. I'm certain that now I have control. And that's another thing. People want to have control. They want to have control of their bills. They want to have control of their household. They want to have control of their social engagements. They want to have control over their jobs and their work. We no longer have control over our jobs and our work, do we? We don't have that. You know, in Pennsylvania, we're gonna make the whole state on lockdown. Non-essential services, everybody stay home. Well, I just lost control. I mean, my business is non-essential. I sell things on the phone. I'm not essential. What do? Can't go home. Can I work from home? Okay, I can work from home. A little bit of certainty. You know what I mean? So control, certainty, uncertainty, and fear of the unknown. When it's dark out, people don't like the dark, because you don't know if you're going to smack your face into a branch that's low hanging. If you've been there a million times and your brain has spatially formed and mapped out like a 3-dimensional space for you, you're okay. But you're afraid of what's in the night, what's over there. I remember when I was a kid, and I'm still a little bit to this date, I don't like jumping into big, deep bodies of water. I don't know why. Like, is there a monster underneath there? When I was a little kid, we're swimming in Lake Powell up in Utah, and I think just a big old catfish brushed up against me. Ever since then, I'm like, what's underneath the water? I don't like it. I'm 39 years old. I'm an adult. Why don't I like spiders? Irrational. I don't know. I don't like them. People don't like mice. Mice run across the street, the ground. Cats are really good at seeing things this way. That's how cats see things. So you can drop something this way, cats can't really. If you're ever playing with a cat, use this on the floor. But human beings, like, we don't like this very much. And that's why we would go above the grass and look for predators and prey, and we would creep right down because we don't see that well. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So the night, we don't like the uncertainty. We don't like the uncertainty of not having our bills paid. We don't like the uncertainty of not knowing where our meals are going to come from. We want to have control. And so we turn to what? The media, YouTube channels, Twitter feeds, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And we turn to those people and we want advice from those people. And then they give us the advice. And sometimes the advice is good and sometimes the advice is bad. And it seems like right now there's really no good advice. Okay, so here's some things. Did you know they put the first ever test of a vaccine into a healthy person in Washington State today? Most of you don't know that, because it doesn't get as many website clicks, because we want to make our money. So, you know, both sides are guilty, not taking one side or the other. I'm not telling you that CNN is right or Fox is right or any other channel is right. Both sides just as culpable for this as the other. And then we have a whole generation, if not two, I don't know what a generation is, that grew up with constant media coverage of everything, pushed to their phones 24 hours a day, and our attention span is very, very short, and we are always looking for the next shiny object to focus on. And so the next shiny object is this or that or that or that or that, and it's all about the clicks and it's all about driving it. And then we get to a point where you go to the store and all the food's gone because people are afraid. All the toilet paper's gone because people are afraid. The water is gone. Do you know statistically the water is safe to drink in every single part of this country? It's a blessing. In Canada, it's even nicer and cleaner. And in other countries, I'm sure it's nicer and cleaner. But you could drink this water for years at a time in any part of the United States of America without getting sick. You cook with that water. Don't tell me you're taking bottled water. Some of you probably might. Sure, no problem. Some of you guys might take your bottled water and cook with it, but boil the water if you're so worried. But don't make it so there's no water for other people. Don't do that, because you have to control and you have to exert your sense of peace over others. That sucks. I think that sucks. You can tell me if it sucks or not. But that's what. So we're faced with this thing where we're supposed to look out for our families and our clans, and we're like pack animals. Human beings are, and that's a really good trait, by the way. Without our having a pack animal type of mentality, there wouldn't be any great nations in this world. Nobody would have survived without the native people that were here. We call them Aboriginals, by the way, in Canada. First Nations is what they call them up there. Without those people bringing us into the fray and making sure that the first well, it's debatable if they were the first Europeans, but the first the people that became Americans, without those people being helped by another people, we wouldn't even exist today. People would have died of terrible diseases hundreds of years ago when they were trying to suffer through winters in New England and the northeastern United States. It just wouldn't have happened. And so we have to think about being communal. We have to think about looking out for others. So I guess what this is like this. If you have neighbors that are older people and you're a younger person, go and knock on their door. And if you're really worried, wear a mask or whatever, gloves, bring your hand sanitizer if you have some. If not, just bring some soapy water or wash your hands. And ask them, do you need any help? Is there anything I can do for you? You know, that would be a nice thing to do. And if you have the means to help somebody else out, help somebody else out. I don't have a lot of means. Like, I'm still in a commissioned-only sales job right now. I'm not doing the timeshare thing anymore. I'm in an office. I'm very happy I'm in an office because we're not supposed to gather with groups of 10 or more anymore. But I don't have the means to just donate a lot of money. I've seen GoFundMes and Kickstarters. If you're going to do that stuff, please be responsible and research the company. Somebody was posting links in one of my videos to do like a trucking company wants to fill up a bunch of trucks, but I couldn't even find more than one Google review for the trucking company, and I don't know if it's a legitimate one or not, so I had to make it a spam thing, and they can't post here because I don't want you guys to donate to the bad things. And, you know, I make these videos, and it's a godsend that I make some money off of them for YouTube, because who knew when this whole video project started 15, 16 months ago that we would be in this position. And I'm very, very blessed to have a job that's not on the strip right now, and everything seemed to come together for me at one time, and everything will come together for you if you have faith. And that's the end part of this video. I know it's already been a long time, and I've already lost almost all of you. I'm sure nobody's watching at this point. But whether you have faith in a higher power or yourself or your friends and your family or a coalescence of all of those things, have faith. Have faith and go on the Wikipedia and read the history of the United States or the history of Canada or Great Britain or Germany or Italy or any other place that you live in, and read about what the people went through to prevail to this point. Because people are remarkable things. We are the highest order of mammal. We are the only animal with the ability to make choices and change their environment around them. I live in a desert where there shouldn't even be more than 2 or 3 species of native plants, yet we have tons of plants from all over the world out here growing because we changed our environment to make it what we wanted it. So change your environment to make your environment what you want it. Don't bury your head in the sand, because this is not going away anytime in the next day or two. But don't sit there and listen to the people that want to pollute you and fill you with fear, because fear is what controls people. It's hard to control people with faith, but it's simple to control people with fear. If you're afraid of me, if I took out some kind of weapon and I threatened you with it and you felt completely disempowered, I could get you to do whatever I wanted you to do. So don't let people control you with fear. Just be strong and understand that we're a higher species. We have things in the works, things that I can't say. I'm not some high-level government agent, man, but there's things that I read about that I can't even say the news sources on. People send me that says that there is something coming to end all this in a positive sense. You don't have to listen to me. You can tell me I'm a nut job, I'm a wacko, I need to stay away from those news sources, but There's something better out there. There's something good, and there will be good that comes of this. Whether it's as a nation, we change as a society, we change our cleanliness. If this means that people in China have better food to eat than what they have to eat, because this could have come from eating really bad things because they were starving. If this means that the world takes notice of how we have to work with one another, that's a good thing. That's a positive, to take a positive out of a negative, okay? And this will make us stronger. It's just tough because you are very uncertain right now. I have to go. The credits are going to roll in a minute. I've been talking a long time. Anyways, I'm doing a favor for a friend. I'm going to the Salvation Army store to buy him a clock radio. He has some pets that like to listen to the radio when he's not at home, and his radio broke down. And I said, well, I'm going to be at this veterinarian's place buying this food. I can always drive over and get that for you. Less exposure. You don't have to leave the house if you don't have to. I'm going to deliver that to him. And that's a thing. And it's a little thing. What do I care? I take out my debit card, I spend $5, $10 and give it to him. What do I care if he even pays me back? I don't care. It's just money. But we have ourselves. So have some faith, have some certainty. Don't operate out of fear. And this is a preachy message brought to you by me, Stephen Campbell, with Not Leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. And I feel better. And if you made it to the end of the video, you're a champ. And if you made it to the end of the video, say my grandpa, my late grandpa's name. Say my late grandpa's name, Orest. Orest. O-R-E-S-T. Then if I have somebody comment on that, I could show it to my mom and my grandma Lovey, who's like 88 years old, who I'm worried about up in Canada. But again, faith, not fear. Okay, I gotta go. 3, 2, 1, click.